Hello, my name is Kristen and I'm the Outdoor Education Coordinator at Camp Mac. The most favorite part of my job right now is running a garden club. So I'm actually here at Creekside Church of the Brethren in Elkhart, standing outside our greenhouse, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of what we have going on here, and you'll get to meet some of the kids today. So we've got our greenhouse here. And inside, oh my goodness, there's so much growing in that back corner. So I just want to show you some of the stuff we've got going on. It is currently 85 degrees, and in the greenhouse, if we take a look at our little thermometer here, I don't know how well you can see that. That is 95 degrees inside the greenhouse, which is why we've got all the windows open. We have a ton of plants growing here. Some of them are looking a little sad because they're too big for their little tiny pots. So we are going to remedy that fact today, actually. We're going to be taking all these super tall sunflowers and planting them out in the garden. We have some carrots growing, and it looks like some things that aren't carrots are also growing in there. We've got lettuces and tomatoes, broccoli, flowers, celery. I think flower-wise, we've got some marigolds growing here. In the back here, we've got some daisies, and it looks like a lot of those have actually sprouted since the last time I was up here. We've got some pea plants, some garden beans, all sorts of craziness going on here. Hopefully this is going to look very, very different after today. Down here we got more carrots growing in little pots, a bunch of radishes growing, that's for sure. More carrots over there in the corner. And even more radishes. There's so many radishes growing in here because they grow really fast. So it's definitely something that the kids really enjoy growing because they grow so fast. And a lot of the kids had never actually tried radishes before. I had never tried a radish. If you've never eaten one before, they basically taste like a spicy raw potato. Yeah, so that's a little bit about our greenhouse. This was built back in September. I believe September. Creekside got a grant to build this thing. So they built it to use to start plants for their container gardening project and allowed us to use it as well so that we can run this garden club basically. So we're going to walk out now to the garden plot and you can see kind of what we have to work with and what we're going to get started on today. So there are actually two garden plots at Creekside. There's one clear over there in the background, and that's going to be used for church community services plants that are going to be donated to the food bank in town. This whole plot right here is basically ours to work with. So lots of space, which is really good because we got a lot of stuff growing in the greenhouse. And then over here along the side, these are actually apple trees. They're pretty tiny right now, but it's going to be pretty cool in about 3 years when the kids can help harvest apples. So the goal here with all the stuff that we're going to be growing in this plot is to teach the kids a little bit about not only growing plants, but also how to prepare them and to preserve them. And we're going to be donating whatever extras we have to CCS as well. So hopefully the kids then will get to learn a little bit about what it means to give to others. So pretty cool. We've got a lot to work with here. And we're going to get started on planting this today. They just did the drip line irrigation system, and these nice weed guard mats have been placed for us. So that's going to make life really easy later. We're not going to have to do a lot of weeding out here. Yeah, so let's talk to some of the kids and see what they're up to today. Okay, go for it.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I like gardening class, and I like planting all the worms.
Leah.
My name is Leah. I'm excited that we're going to get chicken, and I like planting plants.
Hello, my name is Charlie, and I am excited because I get to plant and dig holes. Oh, holes are better than planting.
My name is Jeremy. I'm here to garden. Right now, I am making holes to put wires for something in. I don't know what I'm putting in here, but I'm making holes to put stuff in. I'm Owen. I'm really excited to plant the daisies and the sunflowers and all of that.
I'm Lily, and I'm excited to, be gardening. Yeah.
I'm Violet, and go ahead. Okay. I'm Violet, and I'm also excited to be gardening. It's nice to be outside for once.
Hi, my name is Nate, and I'm excited for Garden Club because I like being barefoot and playing in the dirt.
Go.
My name's Katie, and I'm excited just to learn how to plant new things.
My name's Millie, and I'm excited to learn how to do the beekeeping.
Cool.
My name's Delilah, and I'm excited to learn how to cook things with the vegetables that we plant. I'm excited to learn to pinta. I like planning, and my name is Elena because it's really fun and everything. Because it's really lots of fun.
So I'm out here at the garden club today, and we have 2 teams currently working. I've got Nate heading up our garden plot team. So they are currently planting a whole lot of broccoli. We've got, I think, 80 broccoli plants to put in the ground, a lot of lettuces and a lot of tomatoes. So that's their main goal today. So that's going on this plot, but over here in the distance, we actually have a second team of people. This team last week planted a bunch of sunflowers, and now today they are planting marigolds and daisies in their plot as well. This group actually has a lot more work because they actually had to clear the ground of weeds and grass and stuff before they were able to plant their flowers out here today. So we're gonna have a beautiful little flower plot going over here next to our big garden plot, which Creekside last week planted full of Roma tomatoes. And in the background there, you've got our apple trees. So it's definitely coming along out here. We've got quite a few flowers going. Let's get a little bit closer and take a look at what this team has to show us. So as you can see, our sunflowers are actually getting pretty big. We've got some that are about 3 feet tall. This variety of sunflower will grow to be about 10 to 12 feet total. You can see quite a bit of color going on here. Those are our daisies. Got a lot of daisies. Our marigolds haven't quite sprouted yet, but they're getting pretty tall. Yeah, you can wave hi. Yeah, so a lot going on today, a lot of plants going in the ground. We've only been at it for about 45 minutes, and this team has already put dozens of flower plants in the ground. It's pretty impressive. While the garden club has only existed for a couple of months, we've done quite a bit. We started a lot of plants, we've had things growing. Some of the kids got to paint pots for their moms for Mother's Day. We've made a lot of new friends and had adventures. We've transplanted all kinds of stuff into the garden, starting with sunflowers. We've had some really hot work days, and despite all that, the kids continue to smile and work hard and be proud of their accomplishments. In the coming days and months, we will not only learn how to plant things, but also how to harvest them, how to take what we harvest and cook it, how to preserve it for later. And the kids are also going to learn some other amazing things, like beekeeping, which will be starting in 2 weeks. So it's going to be an adventure from here on out.
I'm Rosanna McFadden, pastor of Creekside Church of the Brethren in Elkhart. I want to tell you a little bit about a partnership that Creekside has developed with Camp Mac and how we're growing in that together. In 2018, Creekside was began a multi-year grant process through the Center for Congregations. That grant was for community ministry. And we've developed a grant here where we are planting plants for container gardens that we're sharing with people in our community. You can see over here to the side all of the tomatoes and pepper plants that we started to give to friends in Elkhart County. As part of that grant process, we built an 8-foot by 16-foot greenhouse. This greenhouse was constructed in September of 2019, a couple months after Kristen Whirling started as outdoor ministry educator at Camp Mac. I reached out to Kristen to see if we might be able to use our greenhouse as a resource for kids for educational programs through Camp Mac. Kristen took a hold of that idea and started a kids garden club that started meeting in March. I want to show you some of what those kids have been doing in the last couple months. Come this way. Inside the greenhouse are sunflowers and spinach plants and tomatoes and carrots and radishes. And the kids have already started to plant those plants out in our gardens, out on our green in the property at Creekside. We are so grateful for this partnership and grateful to have a ministry that we could practice even with the need for social distancing. In the Apostle Paul's letter to the Corinthians, he says that he planted and Apollos watered, but God gave the growth. We have felt like this has been a ministry that we planted and Camp Mac has helped us to water, and we give our praise to God for giving the growth to this ministry, and we hope it will continue to grow for years to come. God bless you, and thank you for your support of all of the ministries at Camp Alexander